Tuning into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Claus is coming to town.
Oh, yeah.
It's my Bruce Springsteen impression. He was there. He was there, guys. He sung this song. Hey, guys, welcome. Welcome to the final 2015 SNL AFTERBUZZ After Show. This one was with Tina and Amy. Bruce Springsteen, musical guest. Pretty cool, pretty fun Christmas episode. Be sure to like us on Instagram, or no, what is it? YouTube. Yeah. Like us on YouTube. And follow us and subscribe to us. And on iTunes, subscribe. Leave some comments. Nice comments if you're, a nice person. I'm your host, Kelly McInerney, and here's my awesome co-host.
Hi, I'm Amy Maestri. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Amy Maestri.
And I'm Katie Wilbert, and you can find me on all things social media at Katie Wilbert.
Yeah, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hollyweird. So, this episode, pretty awesome. We all love Tina and Amy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love Tina and Amy. I think I maybe wept a little when they entered on stage for the monologue. Like, a little part of I got choked up in this weird emotional way.
Why?
It was just, I love
It was
them
a moment.
so much. I do. I'm like grossly obsessed with them. I have a portrait in my room of them that's like this cool Art Deco, like, who's the guy who does the weird Marilyn Monroe painting, but he's
Andy
like,
Warhol?
Thank you. It's like an Andy Warhol of Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, and in the middle of it, it says, bitches get stuff done, and I love it. And I love them. And this episode meant a lot to me, and we saw sisters today, and I'm just talking so much because I'm so excited.
Such an overload of Amy and Tina. I actually have Amy is the background on my phone because Amy Poehler. I just alternate between her and Tina because you can't just choose one of them.
I know, you feel like you're the Tina and the friendship, and then you're like, no. Wait, I have contacts. I have glasses.
Exactly. And they switched it up. They switched it up in Sisters when we saw it today. Yeah, like Tina being the badass in this one and Amy Poehler being the more responsible one. So,
what did you guys think of Sisters before we get into this episode?
I loved it.
We make weird noises when we like things. I thought it was great. I thought the writing was brilliant. Their performance was hilarious. It was just, like, super enjoyable. Mm-hmm. And I think if you go in knowing that it's, like, a party movie, right? It's, like, set up to be, like, they throw a party, it goes wrong. Like, the premise is, like, super simple, but they make it awesome. And I think the people who show up in it, too, are great. And
great cameos.
Ike Barinholtz is awesome.
Who?
Ike.
Oh.
Barinholtz.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
I don't know if that's actually how it's pronounced.
He's a writer and producer and star on The Mindy Project, and he's in the movie, and he's fantastic.
Yeah, Bobby Moynihan crushes it in his cameo too. But there's so many good people in it.
Don't give them all away.
We won't give it all away. But yeah, I highly recommend it because they're obviously just so good together. Their chemistry and everything. And we were saying after it too, like I would love to watch every literal second of footage that they took for that movie.
Yeah.
Just because I can only imagine just the golden nuggets that you would find throughout it and like all the improv I'm sure they did and really good.
I would want to listen to the commentary, but I don't think people are even going to make DVDs anymore soon.
Is that even a thing?
Does that hurt you a little?
A little bit, because I loved some of the commentaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys, okay, this is a total segue, but I just want to ask you about this because someone told me recently that we're going to have like electric cars that drive themselves and that soon we'll be able to like use our phones through our contact lenses and all this crazy stuff. Are you guys on board with that, or does that make you a little nervous birds?
Nervous.
Yeah.
I don't like messing with my eyes that much, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't trust a car that is not being driven by someone.
Yeah.
Like, that one is the one that gets me. Like, how is he gonna know everything? And if it does know everything, that's just as creepy. So
I'm just really afraid. I was a big fan of Battlestar Galactica, and Cylons are a real fear for me.
Yeah.
Zombies and Cylons. That's why I keep a machete under my bed.
You know what
sense.
I'm scared
Logical.
of? A world without Tina and Amy hosting SNL
Yes.
like this episode. But let's start with like the cold open. It was about the Republican debate. I think that was this week. I know the Democratic one was yesterday, which I thought was weird. It was on a Saturday.
Yeah, I didn't even realize until it was already on, and I was like, oh, that's a thing. No one cares about it anymore. I mean, let's be, just, Hillary, go ahead.
It's pretty,
Go ahead. But
Doors open, Hillary, yeah.
Yeah, the GOP one was Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, I think the GOP one, too, is more of a circus anyways. The Democratic debate, it's, like, not as exciting. They're not saying as many crazy things. Like,
I know Hillary quoted Star Wars. That was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
She's really going for it.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm feeling this.
Yeah.
But this sketch, it had Daryl as Trump instead of Taryn. I kind of like him better because I don't think he has to move his face that much because he's already an old man like Donald Trump, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not that exaggerated. But I thought, what did you guys think of the sketch?
I really enjoyed it. I thought there was a lot of good stuff in it. Political cold opens this year, I feel like, have been better. Sometimes they kind of get stale, but with so much going on, I think we should all have very high expectations too, just because there's such a wealth out there right now. But I think all the Jeb Bush stuff was really strong. Those were probably some of my high points during it. And also, this just cracked me up because I know in the actual debate, when they were all coming out, Marco Rubio kind of like just welcomed Carly Fiorina and just kind of did one of these. And Cecily's impression of her being like kind of cold and hard was perfect because I noticed as he did that to her and put his hand on her shoulder, she just kind of like cringed a little bit. Like it was like a very subtle, but she just kind of moved away a little and cringed. And I was like, oh, that's I don't know if it had anything to do with her impression, but I really like Cecily's impression of Carly. I think it's a funny take on her.
I really like Chris Christie, not because I'm from New Jersey, but because like I just think he's so funny for comedy. Like I wish he was more of like a leading candidate, just because his stuff is so gold.
I thought a lot of the impressions in this were pretty spot on. I think Carly Fiorina is hilarious. To me, she's like the other woman. She's like a Disney villain, just like the way she contorts her face and talks, and there's nothing about her that makes me feel welcomed or warm, really. I mean, and not that that's what makes a good presidential candidate by any means. Yeah, it's just that weird thing of like, I guess you look at Hillary, and I feel like there is a level to her that she presents to you that's like, I'm inviting, like me. And I feel like Carly Fiorina is kind of like, I don't care if you like me. And it's just sometimes off-putting in a way. I don't know, there's something about her that's off-putting. But anywho, I thought all the impressions were great. And I like Daryl Hammond's impression of Trump just a little bit better. And anytime Jay Farrow does the like weird
Ben
bird
Carson.
hand.
So good.
Ben Carson
So
is
good.
great.
And then the monologue, I kind of liked how they started it, how they spoke at the same time, and it just came super natural. I know it's difficult for like two hosts, so I think they kind of chose the easy way by singing a song, because that kind of like made it kind of easier.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I was expecting the song to be a little bit funnier. I just had high hopes. Super high hopes.
I freaking love the song.
Yeah?
I think music is such a strong way to like current a scene and like change the pace and stuff of it, and we do that a lot in our web series, Amy and I. Like we'll just cut music sometimes at a certain beat and it has like an effect of a laugh, and I feel like it was the same thing watching this. Like anytime they'd go over to Tina doing her dangerously religious version of the
Such a good
song,
line.
like just the flat like undertones and stuff. I don't know, I thought the shifts were really smart and fun, and I really enjoyed it, and the depth that she was going into of like the night Jesus was born, like in the Bible, like Herod has ordered all the babies to die via centurions. Like, I don't know. I thought it was great.
Yeah, they did their homework on it. They did their homework for that. But every time they cut to Tina, I just died. Like, immediately. I thought that was so funny. My one thing is I wish that they had given Amy some funnier lines, too, to kind of, like,
it was too
give her
sweet.
more of a progression. Yeah, like, something there. That would have been my only thing that I would have liked to see something for a little different. But I thought it was super funny getting to see them do that. And also, I think it's good. It's perfect after seeing Sisters now, too, to see, you know, just, like, that kind of contrast and to have Tina, as she said, dangerously religious. I really liked it.
Yeah. Cool. And then the first sketch of the night, I kind of was expecting, I don't know if you guys, but we're expecting Palin and Hillary to pop up. And once they did, I was like, I knew it. And it was 2008 Hillary visiting present day Kate McKinnon Hillary, just being like, oh, hey, we got this. And then Sarah Palin jumps in. I kind of wish there was more of a joke to this. It was just basically like, oh, we got it. And just kind of felt like the whole part of the sketch was just to see them, like, oh yeah, you guys wanted them dressed. Here you go. We don't really have much of a story for that, like for the sketch, but there you go.
I thought it was going to go into more of like the Christmas past and, you know, like kind of do the whole Scrooge bit. You know, I kind of thought that was kind of where it was going at one point. But yeah, I think just getting to see them, like to see the two Hillarys be face to face, getting to see that, because there's such different impressions, like the crazy take that Kate has taken on it of just like making her insane basically, and then Amy's that was just kind of more about the vocals. I feel like Amy's was very much about the voice, but getting to see them together and then just getting to see Sarah Palin come back out too, I thought was great. But I think my favorite moment was the email bit.
That was my favorite, too.
I just have to do some emails. And she throws the phone down. Kate's face after that was great too. It was like classic.
I
Crazy
even
Hillary.
wrote that down because the breaking the phone, that was my favorite.
So good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And the monologue that Palin has. I think Tina Fey can say anything as Sarah Palin, and it's hilarious and adorable. But the very confusing monologue was perfect at the like, and then you can go to the, but also, like the way that it transitioned through, and you were like, even the Hillarys were like blinking at her, like, we don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Which just takes me back to the Katie Couric interview, that nightmare disaster of a Katie Couric interview that Sarah Palin did, and when they did that on SNL, and actually Amy was Katie Couric in that sketch. So again, just Amy just kind of giving blank stares and blinks to a crazy ass Sarah Palin.
I thought Sarah Palin was good, just because what you said, she could just say anything and just still be funny. But I think the next sketch was probably one of the best sketches of the night. The Meet Your Second Wife. Katie, what did you think of it?
Genius.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, so smart, so good. And when I was looking up tweets about it and stuff, of course, there's like some backlash of half the country being like, stop with all your pedophilia jokes. But here's the deal with these jokes is like, there's like, comedy comes from truth, and not that I'm like pro pedophilia, obviously I am not, but like comedy comes from truth, and the truth of it was that men on their second marriages tend to marry someone like way younger than them, and that was the whole point of the joke. And I feel like people need to get off of their like super duper high horses and like calm the F down. Like, it's comedy, bitches. Sorry. Just calm down already.
Yes.
Getting a little tired of it. I feel like you can't do anything without someone being like, I mean, just like heavy, deep sighs and head shakes and stuff. But I thought it was genius, and I thought it was a perfect example of like, if you're trying to teach a bunch of first-time sketch writers how to both expand and heighten in a way that keeps the game moving forward but isn't stagnant and repetitive, I feel like this would be the perfect example.
Yeah, I thought the heightening was great. Like, the last one, because you don't even think. And then they're like, wait, she's 3 months pregnant. So fun.
Perfect.
Structurally, yeah, it was just perfect. Like you're saying, like for like beginning sketch students or anything, because like the game right away you understand the main joke. It heightens through the whole thing, and then they even bring you on that last twist too, where they continue the same game, but they do that where at the end you're like, oh, funny, they're going to keep getting younger, and then Cecily comes out and you're like, wait a minute, and then they pull the 3-month pregnant for the baby, and I was just like, oh man, that's good. But yeah, and then upping the stakes too, like in different levels aside from the main game. I thought one of the funniest beats too was 80 finding out that she's going to die in a kayak. Yeah. Like again,
and still
just
wanting
like,
to kayak.
Really, yeah. And I know I shouldn't, but they're so fun.
Yeah. It's great. And the next one, it was a short commercial about a hoverboard exploding. And I actually looked this up, and they have been exploding.
There's been fires.
Yeah. One burned down a house in Louisiana, and it is because of their crappy batteries. Like, they have crappier batteries than our phones, basically.
For something that's meant to carry you at reasonably fast speeds. That's ridiculous.
Now up to 80 miles per hour in this new commercial.
That makes sense then why some people's phones melt.
I guess, yeah.
Using those hover round batteries.
At least they don't explode, though.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
God forbid that's near your face.
That'd be a rough
or
day.
Your genitals.
Oh, your phone.
Not that I realize now it seems like I put my phone on my, but I don't. I put it in my pocket, which is very close to my...
And remember, she's also not a fan of pedophilia.
No.
Let's keep these things straight tonight.
Yep, so just keep your phone away from your coot.
The more you know.
Oh.
Just educating everybody.
Nice callback for the coot.
Yeah,
Kate McKinnon. Coot callback. Hey.
But
I think I talk about vaginas at one point in every episode.
You said that last episode.
Yeah.
You said that exact sentence.
Did I?
Last episode.
I also have a bad memory, so I don't know when I do things. Great.
So yes, you do.
Let's move on.
It's okay. What'd you guys think of the commercial? Amy, what'd you think?
I mean, I thought it wasn't one of my favorites, but one part that got me was the box itself just saying may cause death. Like anything that's just like blatant and blunt, I always find funny. I mean, I didn't think it was great, but some of the writing in it was funny, like the actual lines, like if you hate walking but love fires, like things like that made me laugh. I think it's hard sometimes too with a sketch about something that's already crazy. It's kind of hard to like, because there's already so much humor in something like that happening, so I think sometimes sketches like that don't always land as well as they could because it's already crazy. So it's like, well, what do you do on it? Like, what kind of commentary or narrative do you take with it? But I thought it was still good. Like, it had moments that made me laugh.
Yeah. I didn't, like, this is the type of thing where I just looked it up. I was like, wait, is this, why? It's so crazy that I just was like, this has to be true. That's why they're making fun of it.
Yeah.
But I agree. It wasn't that funny, but...
I like some of the details in it. Like,
I liked when Pete peed.
Well, yes. When Pete peed, and also his shirt says "wee." The details of it I thought were really nice.
And the lesbian scene next up, it's with the director of the Jeffersons. This is a reoccurring sketch. I think they were making fun of the movie Carol, which is nominated. Yeah, it's nominated for a bunch of stuff at the Golden Globes. I only watched part of Carol with my roommate. She watched the whole thing, but I think it would have been a lot more entertaining if they did act like that. Just very slow-paced.
Carol, the movie, the actual.
Yeah.
Like, really slow. In Carol, do they say "I am lesbian"?
I don't know.
Because that was cracking me up every time. Instead of saying "I'm a lesbian," like, I'm a bad person because I'm lesbian. And every time they said it, I laughed. Every time. I knew it was coming. It wasn't a surprise. And
so
I was
funny.
like, the way you're saying it. It's silly.
What did you guys think of this episode? This sketch?
I mean, I didn't think Kenan was funny doing the faces, but it's always enjoyable watching the other people do it. So I think once it gets to that game, I feel like you could focus less on... I don't know why it's not funny when he does it. It's funny when they do it.
Yeah, I think what they bring to it too, and I think Amy was especially good at it in this, is that like unwillingness and like feeling about it, and she did it so well. You could just see in her eyes, she's like, I hate my life right now, as she's trying to do it. So it's like that half committing to it that I think is what makes that part of it funny. And for me, Kenan overreacting or overdoing something is never going to be funny, because that's what he always does anyways. So it's not really a character, it's just Kenan being Kenan, which is most of his characters. But so I thought their beats were funny. I'm Lesbian, cracked me up. And the way that they did it, I thought was funny. But none of his stuff.
I think that's the point, though, because that's why they put, like, for this one, a period piece, because they're like not what you would think like Jefferson's, like sitcom-y people are. But yeah, I think in a way he's kind of the straight man, because you're not laughing really at him, you're laughing at them doing the stuff.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But I thought this was one of the better ones of that reoccurring one, because I can't remember what other ones. I think it was like soap operas.
I thought was black and white, but I don't remember now.
Yeah. I don't remember. But yeah, it is always just the other people on the other end being kind of, being the funnier ones. But especially in this one, just the way that the awkwardness of it, I think, was really nice.
And Amy's like booty slapping. It's great.
Or
whatever
that wins.
Weird dance.
That wins.
So good.
And then Bruce Springsteen, we'll just talk about the whole, which sounds like boo.
Sounds like boo, and I had to literally look it up. I'm not a Bruce Springsteen nut. Like, I think he's fine, but I'm not like an Uber fan. Apparently, if you're an Uber fan, you would know that it's Bruce and not boo. But I definitely was like, oh my god, what did he do this week that is making everyone boo him? That's so sad. And not, you know what, it's not right. If you have something to say to him, you could write him a letter.
I think I heard that on the Super Bowl or something when he did the halftime of the Super Bowl. I think that's when I first heard the Bruce boos, and I was like, wait, what? So now I was used to it. But I thought the first two songs were okay. Like, I don't really know his music except the hits. I'm from New Jersey.
I was like, you're such a bad, like, New Jerseyan? New Jersey?
New Jersey girl.
Jersey
girl.
Like the
Yeah,
Bruce
there it is.
Springsteen song.
There we go.
But you know what? He was like, he's got him and the E Street Band, they've got great energy. My cousin's going to see him actually in January. I've got people that love him. Me, I love Santa Claus is coming to town.
Who doesn't?
That was a great end. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I always love the Christmas episodes because it does always involve like everyone on stage singing at some point or another.
Or ice skating.
Yeah.
They used to do that.
That's nice. Yeah, when they go out. When they go out to the plaza after.
Yeah.
That's
nice. I would like to go ice skating.
Yeah.
Apparently we can. Somewhere
There's
downtown.
places.
Yeah.
And Woodland
Santa Monica,
Hills.
I think, too.
Woodland Hills.
Yeah.
Radcliffe Hill? No, what's Radner? It's not important.
Gilda.
For anyone who's not in Los
Radner.
Angeles.
Later.
None of that made sense to you.
But was he promoting a new album? I think he was just there because he's Bruce.
I think,
I think they're just like,
he has a Christmas song. Let's book him.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice the guy who was singing to his left, camera right, who had like a pirate kind of?
No.
It's one of those things that you wear under your pirate cap that like keeps
bandana?
Yes, like a bandana. It's become charades now. I'm doing motions for Kelly so that they can guess my words.
I like that you associate a bandana with pirates.
No, he looked like a pirate to me.
Okay.
And at one point he was like so close to Bruce it looked like they were going to make out, and I giggled because I was like, it's like a pirate trying to make out with Bruce Springsteen. I obviously watched this through a very immature lens this go around.
It's fine. Whatever works.
Thank you.
Yeah. But no, I didn't see it. I gotta rewatch it.
You gotta watch back and look for the pirate, the almost pirate makeout scene.
The gay pirate who loves Bruce.
At one point, I think Bruce, the gay pirate, is what
Bruce
we're now gonna call him.
Pushed him away.
Well, no, at the end when he's saying Santa Claus is coming to town, Paul McCartney was slowly trying to get Bruce's attention, in my opinion. And every time Paul McCartney would move to one side of him, Bruce would turn to the other way. And Gay Pirate taps him to try and, you gotta watch it back. You're gonna see this now and be like, wow, there is a story.
It's a game changer, it sounds like.
We gotta also find out Gay Pirate's name, because he's not that. He's not what we're calling him.
He's not Gay Pirate.
What if he is? Dun dun dun.
I'm lesbian. Gay Pirate.
Switching to update now.
This is weekend update.
Segue music.
Do you guys have any favorite jokes before we get into
Yes.
Deanie?
Colin Jost's whole joke set about the guy who charged inflated HIV medication. I thought that whole rant was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also, hey, Colin Jost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the end beat of that too, of just like one last oh yeah, and when you need heart medicine, we're gonna jack up the price too. Like one last nice little jab at him.
Yeah.
I like his writing sometimes because I feel like I learn a lot too.
Sure.
And it's still a good laugh.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
I
true.
agree with you, Kelly.
And his face.
Yeah, good to look at, good to laugh at, good to learn about.
Ooh. When he giggled at Kate McKinnon's character that whole time, I was like, giggle away, Colin Jost. I could watch you laugh all day long.
Every day.
Every day
That
long.
felt very
Colin
awkward
He's
for
the
me.
most, that Colin Jost.
Oh man.
He's the mostest with the Jostest.
We have... Yeah, that's
him.
They're
Our
finding.
producer has just pulled up
the gay pirate.
We have the gay
who's
pirate.
being called Gay Pirate. He is on picture right and Bruce's left. He is facing him, and he's holding probably a bass or I can't see what it is.
From here, he looks kind of like if Santana was a gay pirate.
You guys are going to see it, and you're going to be like, oh, that's up
Bless
we
you.
go. See,
Oh, that's not Santana, gay pirate.
it's piratey.
I don't know, it just looks like a black hat.
Yeah, I think he's just wearing a hat.
No, it's not a hat. it's a wrap around his head. Believe me.
A do-rag?
But let's give credit to Maya Rudolph.
Yeah,
who
she looks
A,
great.
was on the show, and B, is singing her ass off.
Yeah, get it, girl.
So sorry, we spent a lot of time on
No,
that gentleman.
Not at all
fine.
piratey.
It is. He's very piratey. So thank you
agree
for
to disagree.
all agreeing with me.
Anyone wearing a hat is now a pirate.
I'm glad we all came to this conclusion together. It's unanimous. So, what were your favorite weekend update jokes?
I didn't have that many. I didn't really write any down, but I just did like the
What's that dude's name? The bad guy.
I don't know. There's this
The double
one
villain.
stand-up comic that looks just like him, though. It's so funny because he's also a creep. It's a side note.
Perfect.
What do you think the ratio is of male stand-up comics being creeps to not being creeps?
Ooh,
like
that's
50?
got to be up there.
80,
That's gotta
20,
be up there.
80-20?
Yeah.
Def.
Easy.
But that's a whole
But not
nother
Colin Jost. He
after
doesn't
show.
fall in that.
Yes, that's old.
Yeah. But Amy, did you have any hot jokes from Weekend Update you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think I mostly was just obsessed with Deanie.
Me too. Yeah.
Kate's character.
Do you really think there was fish in that Tupperware?
I think
it was
so.
spaghetti. It was spaghetti because Colin accidentally said spaghetti back to her at one point.
Well, there was definitely some sort of like meat thing happening in there
Yeah.
too, though. And Che actually at one point at the end he was just
said-
like, "That fish smells awful." So,
But
I
he's
don't know if
really
he was
good
if he was just
playing
like,
along.
Amy,
let
he's
me
an
heighten this.
He could be acting.
What?
I
No.
know. No, at one point, if you watch it back, you guys, there's so much you missed. She says it's salmon, right? But then he's like, oh, something about that spaghetti is good. And so I think it was spaghetti because he visually saw spaghetti and said it because he'd been unhinged by the laughter. Therefore, probably some kind of rigatoni.
It was totally not spaghetti. There might have been
I
spaghetti
really want
under it.
spaghetti now.
Now I do too,
Yeah,
yeah.
it sounds kind of
With
good.
meat sauce.
But I really enjoyed Deanie because I feel like my mom never knows any characters either. But I don't.
It's
She's
so good.
She's never really into that a show. I guess she kind of talks about like bones and stuff to me, and I'm
Just
like, I don't know
bones?
who you're talking about.
Oh, the show.
Yeah, the show. No, just bones. I saw
Wow.
this bone today.
I genuinely thought your mom just like always really liked talking to you about excavated bones. I was
man.
your mom sounds fascinating.
We need to have her on the show.
So specific. What a specific character trait. Baby, how are your bones today? Oh, your bones look cold. So, you're welcome, world, for my new character.
Oh, God.
Kelly's mom.
Kelly's mom. The misinterpreted Mrs. McInerney.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Cool.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of Deanie?
I think, yeah, it's so on point for that. 'Cause, like, the mom or dad character, like, my parents are the same way. I don't know that they know a single character's name on TV. And the way that that she did it, too, like, I think it was inventive, right? It was good creative writing, I think, during it, to, like, all the different things, like Hottie and the boathouse and big boobs and...
Mustache.
Just, yeah, mustache. He's the rich one, mustache.
Yeah.
And then going into the show after, too, like, which show is this? It's the one that's on before the other show. Like, again, just like she knows absolutely nothing, and just watching Kate shove her face the entire time too was very delightful. So
anytime someone genuinely eats on screen, I'm captivated because I'm like, you are not faking that.
It
It's
makes me wonder though, like, did they eat before and they're just really excited to be in this sketch where they can eat because maybe they were so busy.
yeah, she could have just been real hungry. It actually, the way that she was eating too kind of reminded me of, it was a sketch from a few years back, a while back, Rachel Dratch. It was in a wedding scene, and she's just eating green beans, and the way that she's doing it was just like she was opening her mouth way too wide to be able to do it, just really chomping down on it. And there was something about it when she was doing it. It just gave me a Rachel Dratch eating beans flashback. Obviously.
I also really liked when they're like, what's your plan for next year? And she's like, sit on my ass for about a month before I take the tree down.
so perfect.
Really
I feel
funny.
like this character is me because I can't remember people's names. Earlier I was like, what's his face? It's like wearing that weed t-shirt. I can't. It's like always, what's his face? What's her nuts?
You're going to become that person's mom.
I think so. Maybe not the short haircut. Like, I don't know if it's for me. But then my niece just cut all her hair off the other day. She's 3. And we look similar. So I guess if I wanted to know what I would look like,
That's what
like
you would
with
look
a
like?
pixie do, I would look great because my niece is still adorable. So
Good to know. So, and then Tina and Amy hop on for the last jokes of 2015. I kind of wish they were a little bit. I loved Amy's a lot.
Yeah. Whenever Amy takes on that persona of just like being cocky and just like doing something real shitty, I love it.
Creepy cocky, you know?
Yes.
It's great.
she does it well.
Yeah. What did you guys? Do you guys love the Tina Amy?
Just seeing them back
tickled
on
me.
there. Oh, it made me so happy. And it also, at the same time, though, because I'm coming around more and more to the partnership of Colin and Che, but then, like, now I'm just like, well, now I just want Amy and Tina back.
I know.
That one little, just a little.
You forget how funny sometimes women are. Like, they're allowed to be
I
creepy.
never do.
Oh, I mean, on Weekend Update. You're right. I don't either. But on
Kelly
Update.
McInerney, no.
But on Update, they're allowed to be creepy, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they can't, like, guys can't be creepy.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, I think that's a really important thing to like analyze about comedy is that if you're someone who naturally would do something, it's not funny, which is maybe why when Kenan does something really big or obtuse, you're like, it's not that funny because I think that's him in real life. If he were to do a lot more meek, quiet things, we'd probably laugh more because we're like, that's so unexpected. So I think... yeah, when guys are creepy, you're just like, ugh. Because how many times as a woman have you walked down the street and someone said something gross to you about your tits that you're like, that's not a compliment, that's sexual assault with your words.
It has to be done in a very specific way, I think, when guys do it, and it has to be very, like, character specific.
Yeah.
But I think also Amy and Tina, the way that they would bring it in, too, is, like, they did such a good job of establishing their personalities on Weekend Update, where I think that was kind of... like kind of where they missed for a little while with Michael Che and Colin Jost, where it was like they were just doing it, you know. And I was like, I don't really know anything about them personality wise. Like whereas with Amy and Tina, it's just like them, like they're there, they fill the room with like
They
kind of
also
their
had a
characters.
past relationship too.
They've
just
been
in
buddies
that-
for a while, since 96 or something.
Yeah,
so
or
I think
20 years or 6 in the monologue. I've liked her a lot
when you've
longer.
got that rapport, I think it's so easy to just flow into being yourself, and the person next to you gets you. And I think Colin Jost and Michael Che are more heady initially, in that they're two guys sitting at a desk being like, here's my funniest jokes.
Yeah. Also, I think both of them started as stand-up, which is way more heady, while Amy and Tina, improvisers.
Yeah,
way more
true.
loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that shows a lot with SNL, with who they have from stand-up and who they have from improv. Though there's some exclusions.
Overlap?
No,
Oh, no.
Like, I feel like Adam Sandler was a really great character guy, even though he was from stand-up.
That's true.
That's true, yeah. There's anomalies like that because
Yeah,
it usually
that's
is much more like Pete Davidson. You know that guy's a stand-up. You know,
Leslie
like you
Jones.
can tell. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But anyways, that's a whole nother topic about that. The next sketch, Chad Douglas and the Mrs. Variety Show. We see a little new cameo by Maya Rudolph
Yeah.
singing as a drunk Lola Fabre. Always great. I just love whenever Maya Rudolph just sings, especially when it's drunk.
Obviously.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
We were talking about her earlier actually, and I was saying I just am constantly blown away by what that woman does with her face.
Yeah.
She is just constantly doing something like to add to every joke, to add to everything that she's doing on her face. You can just see all of it. And I think she did a lot of it in this, but whenever she sings, it's great. This was like kind of like a weird mix between like, it's like Judy Garland and like drunk Beyonce or something.
Yeah.
Like somewhere in between. And we also noticed that she nailed the kid with the present.
Did you see that? Like full on nailed him in the head, and then he went and grabbed it again, and then when she kept throwing the presents, I could see the children flinching because they didn't want to get pegged in the face. She obviously had no idea she'd done it.
Yeah.
Because there was no flinch or second guess in her body. She just went like this, and it like slammed her in the head. Everyone needs to rewatch this episode twice because
Gay pirate.
we found all the Easter eggs.
This sketch, I thought it was just clearly a character-driven sketch. There was really no end or no heightening to it. Just like, hey, let's see Maya Rudolph dance and sing funny. Let's see Amy and Tina dance funny and sing funny. Like Gloria Wallace, Amy Poehler, like the white stuff. And just like how it was literally a line of cocaine.
Just the biggest line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just constantly say like to speak like how she just cut to the end of the song and just call Johnny.
Yeah.
Call Johnny drug dealer. Get him on the phone.
And
yeah, whenever they do that kind of device like of just and they do that a lot, I feel like, with the women on the show. There's been different sketches in the past where it's that same kind of thing of like especially singing too, like they'll do like different CDs or whatever, like like an album or whatever, and have them just do basically different characters for it.
I wish, though, with this one, I would have rather had been like a CD, like them doing impressions, because I did like the Angie Francis with Bill Cosby a lot, because I felt like, has nobody done that already? I feel like Baby It's Cold Outside with
so
Bill
right
Cosby is
Yeah.
like very on point.
I haven't seen a sketch about it before this moment.
It's such a
Which
great
is
idea.
nuts, but
Yeah.
it was perfect. I think the CD idea would have been great. I also don't know that the angry couple functioned for it. It was just weird and like a sort of non sequitur to tent pole all the characters when it could have been just an album and I would have been totally fine. Someone just reading weird titles and then seeing that.
So, yeah.
Those are always nice because you can cut to and from the characters too, because you have more time for it. So you can start with one, go through them, and then kind of circle back again, which I think is always nice with these, just because there's something about the timing and the way that the beats work out that when you go back to that character again, there's that kind of adds something to it. So yeah, I think the CD would have been cool.
Yeah. Agreed. Then the next one was actually, I think, our first and only digital short, right? Tina and Amy's Dope Squad. Just like a parody kind of Taylor Swift's Bad
Model
Blood.
Squad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bad Blood video, kind of.
Yeah.
I loved 80s rapping. That was one of my favorites.
Lil Baby 80.
So good. I just wish, I felt like their singing was a little bit off. What did you, I mean, I love the idea of it. I loved Amy Schumer. But yeah, what did you guys think?
I think it was a bummer they couldn't actually parody the real song because Taylor Swift would have lost her nuts over it. But
like Amy Schumer joking that she's going to sue everyone. No, that shit would have happened.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift would have sued everyone.
Yeah. Because initially I was like, oh, that's weird. That's not the song. Oh, obviously. Because Taylor Swift wouldn't let you.
She's not even on Spotify, right? Mm-mm. I don't like her.
She's a stickler. She is a stickler with her music. That's fine. You do you, boo-boo. But would have loved to have rather them replaced with the words to Bad Blood, because I feel like the song they wrote to be similar to it didn't
hit as hard.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was just like the singing or...
Yeah, I think it kind of did have to do with just like musically, like if it could have been like a better just actual song. Because I think a lot of the lyrics and like what they were doing was funny. Like the idea of starting with like all of their nannies, like an Amy's second nanny, and going through that, and then like saying that they share the same gynecologist and like that kind of stuff, like that squad, and then flipping it halfway through and just being like, no, we also have, you know, and then going into Amy Schumer and everyone, Gayle King, like super random people. So
Robert
I think
Downey Sr.
Senior.
So important that it was senior.
Yeah. So I think, there's something about the song itself, because I think the idea of it and what they did within it was funny, and just seeing Amy Schumer with those nunchucks was
that was great.
That was so awkward and funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I feel like the idea was there. The idea was great, but it just the delivery was
the melody and
weird.
Stuff was strange.
But the rapping was on point. I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's
and
wrong?
The bridge sounded like the Band-Aids Don't Fix Bullet Holes bridge
Yeah.
in Bad Blood. So, yeah, it was just interesting. It was the music was, I think, not quite functional, but...
Any chance I get to see 80 rap, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So.
Ditto.
Still visually pleasing.
Yeah.
Right on. Right on. Into Bronx Beat.
Sweater weather.
Yeah.
Sweater weather. Every time I see them, that's all I can think of.
Yeah. I was happy to see this again, but also I just love when they have a guy on and just like,
you're so cute.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to pinch your little cheeks.
Yeah. They're always great. I think this played nicely well, though, with like the Philly accent.
I like
and
that.
Warder.
Yeah.
Warder. No, just say water. Say water. Warder.
Yeah.
And I think one of my favorite jokes from this was saying that ISIS is coming down the chimney.
Take a day off, you know?
Yeah.
Loved it.
I liked when they were talking about Star Wars and they're like, the only space I care about is counter space. My husband's got a magic bullet or something. Make it smoothies.
The specifics.
Yeah.
So good.
But it was nice to see them again. I just wish it was stronger. The writing, I feel like this season has been like not reliable. Does that make sense?
Like in flux.
Yeah.
Kinda.
There's some great written sketches, but then like you have a great host like Tina and Amy, and I felt like it could have been a lot stronger episode, you know? And one of my favorite holiday ones was like when Jimmy Fallon hosted a few years ago. I think he won the Emmy for it. And it was just like everything was so funny. And I also felt like there wasn't as much Christmas stuff in this episode.
Yeah, it really didn't feel much like a Christmas episode as compared to in the past. And actually, last year's Christmas episode with Amy Adams was, because that was last year's, right? Or was it the year before?
My mind is a blur.
I know she did one around. Yeah, I don't remember if it was. Yeah,
because I think the year before was Jimmy Fallon.
That's right. Yeah, and both of those were super strong. A lot of fun Christmas stuff. I know from. I don't remember. Oh, it was, the Jimmy Fallon one when him and Cecily did Baby It's Cold Outside, their version of it.
Yeah.
That was one of the best. And again, like a lot of really strong Christmas sketches where, this one was a little light on it.
Yeah, did it have any Christmas things?
They were like Christmas jokes,
just
but
the songs.
Not,
just the opening song and the closing.
And the Baby It's Cold Outside with Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
That, the variety show. That was the one Christmas sketch. That's really.
Yeah.
And it's been done by South Park already.
Oh, see?
Oh,
okay.
there
it is.
Yeah, last season on South Park, they had Cosby singing to Taylor Swift, Baby It's Cold Outside, and trying to hand her a drink.
Yeah, I figured it was too easy of a joke to not have been done already.
Because it is just like right in your face, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Of course.
Thanks, Steven. But yeah, so overall, what did you guys think?
Of the episode?
Yeah.
As a whole? I loved it.
All right.
Yeah. I loved it. There's it had its moments where it dipped down a bit, and like you said, I think it's just such high expectations with Amy and Tina, but I still thought it was a really good episode. I laughed a lot. Seeing them together makes my heart and brain very happy.
Yeah. I thought they did well. I just thought the writing, I just wanted better. I wanted better for them. Wanted better, but
we just want the best for them.
We'll see what happens next year with SNL.
Yeah.
Hopefully bigger and better things.
Always.
And honestly, their host selections this year, minus Donald Trump, have been on point. I mean, like, there's been, Ryan Gosling was not great, but I mean, as far as just having good people, having like solid actors and not like a bunch of athletes and reality stars, they don't really do reality stars, but like that kind of thing. I think they've been really strong. So
instead of New Year's resolutions, do you have any New Year's host goals for SNL?
Ooh.
Emma Stone again.
I don't like her that much, but she's always good on SNL.
She's so good.
I think she's overrated.
I'd like to see Emma Stone again. And the one that I've always wanted to see, get my girl Lizzie Kaplan.
Oh, that'd be good.
Get her up in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just, there's a great movie coming out Christmas called Concussion, starring Will Smith, and I would love Will Smith. I don't know why I remember that.
Wow, that would have been ages ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a thing. James Franco, if he hosts again. I always love when he hosts. But we'll see next year, guys. Until then, see you next year. You guys, remember to subscribe, like us. Find me, your host, Kelly McInerney, on Instagram and Twitter at HollyWeirdo. And what about you guys?
Amy Maestri. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Amy Maestri.
And I'm Katie Wilbert, and you can find me at Katie Wilbert. Just all around the world.
Woohoo!
On the places.
On the street corners.
Yes.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.